All right, what's up, family? Got another good one to you, as usual. What we gonna call it? Spinks TV? Check this one out, y'all. It's a little different here. We're gonna try this one here. I actually wrote it down. Most people are afraid of change. Now, we know that was actually Obama line that he used to say, we going for a change, right?
Yeah,
Truth of the matter, most people are afraid of change. They're afraid to actually success. I know it's crazy that may sound. And why do I say that? Because the hard work, the long days and nights you got to put in for it, therefore a person goes, nah, I can't do that. Why not? Afraid to get off them drugs and alcohol because, I've actually known people that say they going to get off them drugs and alcohol, but the day before they go into rehab is the day that they say, I'm going to get high one last time. Then you're not serious. So right back to the title here. Most people are really afraid of change. You get people stuck in their comfort zone so much. They're afraid to leave their own town that they live in. They're afraid to move somewhere different. They're afraid to leave their job that they keep complaining about, that they're not making enough money, they don't got good health care, and the job don't appreciate me. Well, leave that company. I'm sure you could find something better. You just gotta be motivated to do so.
Yeah, like it's very hard to just get out of that bubble.
There you go.
Because we are in a bubble. We form ourselves in a bubble and we're afraid of that step.
Mm-hmm.
But trust me when I tell you, it is not. We actually made a step, got out of our bubble in trying different things.
Yeah.
Because if we don't start, nobody's gonna do it for us.
Now, I like that she said that. I'm gonna give you a perfect example when she said that. I remember way back when we was only 25 at the time.
Yeah.
We was living in this apartment building. And let's be honest, she clowned me before talking about I had roaches and mice and all that. But it was an apartment building that no matter how clean we was, it was a huge apartment building. And yeah, it did have mice and roaches. But check this out, what went down. When we was about 25, right?
Yeah.
I remember this exactly because what
25.
transpired after that, we weren't afraid of success. What transpired after that, we was 26.
Yeah.
What happened was, I was living in this apartment building already 2 years before I had even got with my lady. And now the third year that I was there, every year the landlord kept going up on my rent, on everybody's rent. So the third year I said to him, I said, hey, my man, could you not go up on my rent this year? He said, hey, that's everybody. I said, yeah, but listen, man. I said, I don't be throwing no wild parties. I don't be tearing the place up. You don't see no problems with my apartment. I said, and I pay my rent on time every month, ever since I've been here. Matter of fact, I pay my rent early. He said, is that true? Blah, blah, blah. To make a long story short, he said, I'm going to check the records and I'll get back with you. He got back with me later that same week. And he said, yeah, I did check the records. He said, you pay your rent a week ahead of time before every month. I said, that's what I was telling you. He said, all right, no problem. I'll tell you what. You've been here. This is third year. He said, we can make you that promise. Don't worry about it. Your rent won't go up this year. I said, cool. Do you know it was 9 months later, I got a letter in the mail saying I had to go to court because I wasn't paying my rent. Now, trust me, stay with me here. It's a good story. It has very much to do with most people are afraid of success because I wasn't afraid of success. And see, they had backed me up into most people are afraid of change. They backed me up in a corner so much that I said, okay, y'all want to play this game? So I went to court. The judge said, well, we're here because they said you haven't been paying rent. I said, that's a lie. I said, I got all my check stubs right here. I kept them. I said, not only did I pay my rent, I said, I paid a week in advance. So when I showed that, the judge was like, well, what's the problem here? He do have proof here. They said, nah, I'm gonna give you a number here. Let's say my rent was $600. Let's just say it was $600. I think that's what it was. They had went up $50 on my rent. So they said, for 9 months, he only paid us partial rent because I was still mailing the $600 every month because the guy said, don't worry about it, we won't go up on your rent.
Yeah.
So I was still mailing $600. So turns out the owner went over to management and said, we don't care that he pays rent early. We still going up. Right? So now I'm in court because they said it don't matter that he paid on time or early. It was still considered a partial payment. So therefore it's still considered late. We want to be charged him late fees. So now I had to pay $50 for 9 months back pay. So what's 50 times 9, right? Just go 5 times 9, 45, $450, right? So I had to pay $450 back pay. And then they said, excuse me, another $50 late fee for each month. That was another $450. That's $900 now. Then they said court fee and a lawyer fee. And so I said, yo, when it came to it was over $1,000 something, right? So I said to the judge, I said, Yana, they don't got no contract with me signed. I never signed no contract. This was a verbal agreement. Give you a short version. Make a long story short. The judge did me a service. He said, well, I tell you what, looking at the records here, I can see you definitely paid your rent on time. That's a good thing you kept your records. This showed that you are an integral person, a responsible person, and you paid them on time. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to charge you for this back rent, the late fees, and I'm not going to charge you for the extra $50, which comes to $900. He said because they don't. He asked them, did they have a contract showing that I signed? They didn't have it neither. He said, so since you don't have the contract, and Mr. Spinks, what's working in your favor that you have proof that you paid your rent on time and early? That's working in your favor. He said, because of that, I'm not going to force him to pay this back pay. I'm just going to only make him pay the court fee. He said, but however, that's when the landlord said, the owner said, yeah, but his rent is $650 now. If he want to stay in an apartment, he got to pay $650. So he gave me an option. He said, if you want to stay, it's $650. I agreed to stay, right? But that, when we left the court, I told my wife, remember that same day, I said, babe, we're going to a realtor. We're going to buy a house.
Yeah.
You remember that day?
Yeah.
I said, we're going to buy a house. And my wife was like, what, babe? What? I said, yeah. I said, yo, I'm paying $650. They keep going up on my rent. They don't appreciate me, right? I said, I don't care if we go get a house and I got to pay $1,200, double what we paying. But at least we're going to have a big backyard, a big front yard. We're going to have a nice house that's ours with a garage and a nice neighborhood. We're going to find us a house. Within a month, we found a house and we was in the house. And we was in a nice house, right?
Yes.
Because why? I wasn't afraid of change. And that's what I'm trying to explain. That's why I'm sorry if the story was kind of long, but I had to give you a real story that I've been through because they backed me in a corner. They pissed me off. I said, these jokers going up my rent like that. Okay. You know when people say, you know what, that's when they pissed off. And I was like, oh, they went on my rent. Okay. You know what? We're going to buy a house. That now, to the average person, they go buy a house. That seemed like a big deal, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have no friends my age at 26 that bought a house. We bought our first house at 26.
Yeah.
I didn't have no friends. And that touches on another one of my great videos back in the days. It's called Just That. Be an inspiration. Because in that video, I explained how when I bought a house, a lot of my other friends, when they see I bought a house, they came to visit. Next thing you know, they bought houses.
Yes.
But back to the original topic. Most people are afraid of change. Don't be afraid. Don't have someone back you in the corner. And if they do back you in the corner, let that be your motivation. Say, it's time for me to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Oh,
it?
yeah. No, because the thing is that even people that that never traveled in their life,
I like that.
never traveled in their life.
I like that.
I tell, even if it's a cruise for 2 or 3 days, but do just that and trust me, when you get that feeling, then you're gonna say, I'm gonna start going on trips.
Go
and
get your
stuff like
passport.
that.
Go get your
Yes,
passport.
go get your
Tell y'all,
passports and
get that passport and travel.
It
'Cause
makes a big difference in your life.
for a lot of you men out there, this ain't no diss to women, but a lot of you men out there, the women in your neighborhood is real sassy talking, rude, disrespectful, always got a bitter attitude. Watch when you get that passport and you go out of the country. You're gonna see the women in other countries so giving, so loving, so kind and nice. You're gonna be, when you go out of the country in these other places, you're gonna be like, holy smoke. You see how nice that look? I don't care if you went to just Canada. You ever been to Canada? You could drive to Canada. If you went to Canada, you would see, you would go into a local bar, the women would buy you a drink. Not here in America though. They be on that selfish stuff. See? But when you go out of the country, you'll see how women are so loving. You be like, holy smokes. Man, I gotta come here more often. I might even move here. See, but it's a change, like she said. You need to see different things, go different places, try different foods. You hear me say this often. It's like another one of my videos called Mediocre. If all you had all your life was mediocre food, you ain't quite had a great meal to where you like, holy smoke, my family cooked this same meal, but it don't taste like this.
Yeah, that goes back me to say that Remember when you did the liver?
Oh yeah.
My mother used to always make the certain way the liver.
Boiled
When-
liver.
Boiled
Dry as
liver.
hell.
But when he made it, it was just like
Yeah,
heaven.
gravy,
He get-
the onions, the peppers, nice
It was
season.
so good.
You know what I'm saying? She was
So
eating.
it
She was like,
So it was a different thing of just trying.
she could have did a
different
backflip.
things
She
about-
did a backflip. Oh my gosh, it's the best I've had in my life. But the thing is, you can't be afraid to try different things.
Exactly.
Look at married couples. How you gonna be getting married just like the drug addict, right? You talking about you wanna go get help, but the day before getting help, you decide to get high one last time. You ain't serious. You afraid of change. Don't be afraid. You want to get married. How many guys and girls out there, you want to get married, but the night before you get married, you go, I'm having a bachelor party. This is going to be my last night of, See, you playing.
Yeah.
You playing games. And if you're around people who you think is your friend, they going to set you up. Like that book. Remember Thugs and the Women That Love Them?
Oh yeah.
You know?
That was
Her so-called friend got her so drunk. She the one that organized the whole party. She got her so drunk because it was a hidden agenda all along. The man that she was with, she wanted to be with him always.
Yeah.
And old girl got her first. So she got old girl so drunk, drugged up, had some male strippers, and told the male stripper to have sex with her. And she was filming it the whole time and mailed the tape to her soon-to-be husband, and he dumped on the spot.
Yeah, see, even with that, the people around you, you need to be very observant. And
I'm sorry, don't forget what you're gonna say. The whole point of me mentioning that in the book was because you wanted to get married. Why you gotta be wilding out one night before your marriage, guy and woman? Why? You ain't serious. Just like the drug addict, you ain't serious. You playing. I'm sorry, man.
Yes. So the thing is that the people even around you, people that really want to achieve things in life, that's the people that you want to be with.
Yeah.
Be always constant. If they have a solution for your problems and all that, that's the person you want to be right next to. To be resolved. But people that they not about anything,
Exactly.
you need to cut them off. That's the difference.
I like that thing she said with that passport. I'm gonna go right back to that again. Get your passport, travel, save up some money. Trust me, you could do it. And once you start traveling, you're gonna love it. Whatever town you was living in, don't be afraid to say, man, I'm done with this, man. I'm ready. I remember before we moved out here in Florida, I remember all my wife kept talking about, babe, I'm tired of Jersey. I'm tired of Jersey. I'm tired of Jersey. I want to move. I'm tired of the snow. I'm tired. I want to be to a nice warm climate. And she kept telling me that. I said, all right, babe, I'll make it happen. And we moved to Florida. Look at all the people in New York. Ain't you tired of every year we see the same news? Every doggone year, we see these people in these high-rise apartment buildings talking about, it's so cold. The landlord don't have no heart. We don't have no heat. He got this heat. Every year they don't have heat. Don't you think it's time for y'all to say, we got to get the hell up out of here? So right back to the title. Most people are afraid of change. It's time for you to change your living circumstances and say, you know what? Like I said, when someone really pissed off, you hear them words, you know what? You know what? Like a person about to be in a fight. You know what? You know what? It's time for you. Come tell every year, right? On the news, we see in New York.
Yeah.
Every year, y'all talking about we ain't got no heat. Oh my God, why? We've been living here 22 years. But don't you think it's time to leave? Stop being afraid to leave. Ridiculous. I'm sorry to go in this. I said this in 2 of my other videos, and I gotta say it again. I remember the lady name in Chicago. The lady that had 5 sons, lost every last one of her sons to gun violence. And all along, she didn't just move and get the hell out. Now, of course, we would say her financial situations, maybe her support system, but whatever, you gotta go. You can't say, man, well, this is all I know. Well, then you need to know something else.
Exactly.
So not to carry on and on. In closing, got something in closing?
In closing is that just sit back, look at yourself, and think about your entire life, your future. It is so important because there's so much out there to do and realize that this is not what you really want.
Yeah.
Go for it. Don't be scared. It's a little nervous. I mean, I can understand, we're all human. It's very nervous, but at the same time, you can do it. You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
What I would say in closing, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but the word of the day was supposed to be flourishing. If you look up the flourishing, if you look at the word flourishing, it simply means rapidly achieving success. you're doing something better, and it's getting better and better. And that's what I would say to any and everyone out there. Look for a flourishing future. Look for something better than what you always had. Don't be afraid to take that leap of faith. Don't be afraid to leave your city, your town, your state, and you want a better area. Don't be afraid to say, well, I don't know nobody in that town, that state, that country, whatever. So what? You're starting a whole new life, and you want a great life. You want a different life. You're going to learn different things. Trust me, you're going to appreciate it. You're going to love it. Something different. Get away from the normal. You can always go back and visit. Get that better job. Read a different book. Read a book at all. Trust me, it'll change your life. Peace.